Hey guys, just gonna take a moment to get grounded here. Lots of energy flowing as usual. Yesterday I got into a very inspired state, and this kind of energy came through and was talking about the collective upgrade. And then I just started writing a bunch of stuff down, and I was like, okay, this will be tomorrow's YouTube video. So just gonna read through this and talk about it, kind of see what happens, and yeah, and we'll find out if it resonates or not. So the first thing that came through is that old structures are eroding. And we're talking about the collective right now. And it might get worse before it gets better. Like the pain of change, right? And you can think of your own individual awakening path and how when you were first starting to wake up and maybe you're still in this, how things in the external in your life kind of seemingly get worse in some ways. Like maybe you lose your job, relationships might be falling away, friendships might be ending, maybe you lose all your money, fun things like that. Or maybe somehow your awakening process, you kind of get some kind of ascension symptoms through it, or you get a lot of fatigue. Maybe you're kind of sick for a while because a lot of energy's starting to clear. So, this can be really difficult, of course, as you all know. But ultimately, this is a sign that things will eventually get a lot better. It's like, because in your own path, you're just clearing a lot of fear, you're clearing a lot of density, you're clearing a lot of darkness, right? And you're letting go of the old way of being, the old way of relating to the world, the old avatar, the old character that you used to be that was maybe a bit inauthentic, that was a people pleaser. And so everything, your whole reality that you had rooted in that identity falls away. And so for a while, it can feel like things get worse because, oh my God, we're in the unknown. Everything's so uncertain. We don't know kind of who we are or what to do. And we don't have that information yet. And we're just in this flux. We're in like the abyss, where it's like the personal will is falling away, but divine will hasn't fully come online yet, or it can feel that way. It is online, but we might not be trusting it yet. We might not be in flow, in harmony with it yet, because there's still parts of us fighting for the old way because that was safe. You're going to see that exact same dynamic playing out in the collective right now. People are going to be fighting for the old structures, but the vibration, the energy is getting too elevated on Earth for the old structures to exist anymore. They're too inauthentic. They're too rooted in deception. They're just too unconscious. The collective is becoming much more awakened. So you're going to see old structures falling away, people fighting for them to still remain. And so it's going to be maybe a bit of chaos. It's going to be a bit of struggle. Getting a lot of chills saying this. And it's going to feel kind of maybe dark. And we're going to be, as a collective, in the uncertain. We're going to be in the flux, in the abyss, where we know the old just will not work anymore on Earth. But we don't yet really know. We might sense it energetically, but we don't know how things are going to look in the physical, like for sure. We can feel into it. We can intuitively kind of sense it's going to be more cohesive. It's going to be more communal. It's going to be more beneficial for all. We can feel we're heading that way, but for a while, as the old falls away, before the new has really taken root and started to grow into what it's gonna be, it's like we're gonna be, as a collective, in this freaking kind of pressure cooker of change and evolution. And it's gonna be confusing. It's gonna be a bit maybe scary for the human mind, for the creature. So that's just what came through. I spent a lot of time on that. There's a lot more to get to. Let's see if we can get through it all. Higher vibrations are now more accessible because of all the inner work being done on Earth right now. It's like an astonishing amount of inner work is being done. And that's thanks to all of you guys, anyone watching this channel. It's like there's been so many way shores that have even come before us that have really cleared the path. So you might sense, and you're gonna, it's twofold. So you might sense that there are higher vibrations to really tap into and to embody and to kind of go for a ride in. And these vibrations can show up as prolific creativity, or just like this spontaneous joy that might take a hold of you. You might feel like you want to play more. You might feel like your heart just bursts open and all of a sudden you're in this new realm of love and connectiveness or connectivity. And so this, like, the higher vibrations can show up in all kinds of ways. It can show up as you just being more authentic and more real. Sometimes people make the mistake of thinking anger can't be a higher vibration or something. What I mean by high vibration to me is just being authentic, being real, being true to yourself, living the truth. So you might notice with these new higher vibrations that it's really impossible to be inauthentic, to be dishonest. It's like you can't lie. And anyone who's lying right now, it's like so freaking transparent. Have you noticed that? How everyone's just like kind of translucent, and you can kind of just, everyone can just know everything. Like we can feel a lie now, getting so many chills. Or like we can feel deception. It's like, it's kind of hilarious. Like it's almost funny when someone tries to lie. And have you noticed if you or someone else tries to say something that's kind of inauthentic, how it's just immediately revealed? Like obviously, and it's just almost funny. It's like in these new vibrations, dishonesty cannot survive. It just is flushed out and seen for what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, this was the other thing. Because there are higher vibrations available, you might go through ups and downs, because a big part of this, when the vibrations and the consciousness starts to rise, we have to face our deepest wounds. I've been going through this too, where yes, I've been writing some extremely high vibrations, but also at times it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in the depths of a core wound. A wound that I've unconsciously done everything to kind of avoid. I've chased things. I've tried to fill it with other people, with accomplishments, with anything out here, just to avoid facing this deep, dark wound within me, right? So because the vibrations are rising and the consciousness is becoming more awakened in the collective, this also means we're going to have to go deeper into our darkness and have to face the depths of our darkness more than we ever have. And so just because there's higher vibrations available doesn't mean we're always going to be on the bliss ride. Sometimes these higher vibrations are going to pull up the big shadow within us too. The shadow we didn't even know we were avoiding. This has been the case for me. It's like, whoa, I didn't even know I was avoiding this huge shadow within me. So that's, you might go to polarities right now. You might be experiencing polarities a lot. Or maybe you're like almost even in ecstasy, just riding super high, and then all of a sudden you're like doing some of the gnarliest shadow work you've ever done. But you'll notice even in the gnarliest shadow work, the light is there. There's so much light there helping you dissolve it. So I guess this just wanted to come through and be said. I kind of touched on this, but honesty is becoming the new normal. Anything else is being brought to the surface. I went into that. Went into how translucent and transparent everyone is becoming. Basically impossible to lie in these energies. Yeah, it's like the field's becoming so honest. The collective field itself. Authenticity, so many shells. Authenticity and honesty is valued so much in the collective field right now. So your only kind of real job here right now is to be, have you noticed just your honesty and authenticity is fucking so immensely, it's like almost being pulled out of you. Like the collective needs it. The collective wants it. And you'll be surprised how perhaps positively the collective might respond to your authenticity because of the energies right now, because how things are changing and shifting. People are craving authenticity. People are craving the real. People are realizing they've been so much in bondage and so programmed with false stuff, with just fake stuff, and people are sick of it. People are sick of fake. Have you noticed that? Even in your own body, like, no one can digest fake right now. So even if your real is so unique and you feel like it may be weird or different, it's like people might celebrate it more than you're expecting. I've been having this experience for a while now, but it just becomes more and more something I notice is people I'm not expecting to embrace my authenticity, people that I would kind of maybe expect to be more closed off to me, are actually like really open and curious about like just kind of what I'm about, and are actually, they embrace my authenticity more than I would anticipate. And so people that you may not even, like I said, expect might actually receive your authenticity in a way that will surprise you. Because, like I said, the collective right now, the collective energies are just kind of fed up with fakeness. People can see through it now so easily. And I don't watch the news or anything anymore, but I hear tidbits here and there. But what's happening in the collective on that level, you can tell people are just like not buying anything anymore. It's like, no, we can feel a lie now. We can feel it. It's so palpable. It's so obvious. It's almost comedy. It's like I was saying earlier, it's comical because it's so obvious. It's a parody or something. It's like, no, people just see through it. So your authenticity is so valued right now, and that will take you a long way into finding, and this actually moves into the next point. Your authenticity is going to help you find your tribe and the support that you need to carry out your mission on earth. And what I wrote is, we're going to start merging with the right people and communities. So maybe in the past we had experiences where we were merging kind of in the wrong places, and it was a source of pain and frustration, and we just couldn't find our place, right? And what I wrote here is, you had to go through that to refine what you actually want and so you can actually know what's good for you and what nourishes you and supports you. A lot of times we kind of we try to merge into communities, but we were doing it from that old place in a way. And we had to kind of go through that and feel the pain of that and the frustration of that to learn like, oh, I actually I know what's true for me to merge into, as far as like community support, or maybe a soulmate connection, or whatever kind of work feels true for you to merge into, right? And it's like, how do I merge into this earth realm in a healthy way? And I think a lot of us are discovering how to do that. And we're gonna start merging into things that actually support us and actually nourish us and are actually super uplifting and rejuvenating for us, rather than kind of the learning lessons we've had to go through when we merge into places and things and relationships that just needed to teach us a lot about ourselves. Like, hey, this isn't aligned, right? A lot of us are going to start aligning with like communities and support that actually feels really good. And so that's a great thing that came through. On that note, a lot of cohesion and collaboration between those of us on the ascension path will start happening going forward. Like, we're going to be teaming up and supporting one another, because we're all creating new earth together. You could say we're like stewards of new earth. That's a cool way to say it. So, however that looks, we're going to be collaborating with our creativity, creating communities that are supportive, that are just like bring the best out of everyone. Like, we're all going to be here trying to elevate each other. That's the whole point. We're going to notice with these new energies, and for those of us on the ascension path, it's not a competition between us, right? It's like a rising tide raises all ships. That's what we're here to do. That's what I love about the stand-up community, the stand-up comedian community. They all celebrate each other and help raise each other up. It's not a competition. Maybe with some of them it is a little. But I think we're going to start embracing higher vibrational paradigms and relational energies, to where we're going to want the best for each other. We're going to want everyone to succeed in their own mission, right? And so we're all going to be here for each other. Like, how can we help each other? How can we assist? And I think that's a really uplifting thing that came through, and I feel so true to me. Like, we are going to be the ones laying the foundation for future generations to build upon. Like I said, we're going into this unknown cycle. Things are falling apart. We're going to be the ones building up the new earth, the new way of being. it's like, that's us. We're the ones doing it. I know that's a crazy thing to internalize, right? And that's why we're here to help each other too and support each other. So we're actually the ones that are going to build the foundations of what's coming. And I wrote down a few other things, just more embodying the mystery that you are, feeling more aligned with your life force. Many of you will notice that you aren't fighting with life as much, and fighting with life is becoming more futile. I feel like we're all just sort of surrendering to our highest alignment right now because we have to, because it is just too exhausting to do anything else, right? And have you noticed how much less personal will is here, and how much more it feels like life is just living you? We are all on the kind of the same roller coaster ride, just in different seats with unique perspectives. This is just something that kind of a metaphor. We're in it together. We're all in it together while we're all having our own experience too. So it's actually kind of beautiful how that works. I wrote, you will have a deeper appreciation for the magic of creation because it's taking center stage, like synchronicity, instant manifestation, and miracles will start unfolding more and more in your life if they aren't already. And you're going to have an appreciation for this magic. And because you're going to have such an appreciation for the miracle of creation in every moment and how it's unfolding, you're going to have you're going to be less desiring of what you don't have. You're going to start realizing the abundance of love available to you in every moment, and that you can tap into it in every moment. And this love will be your guiding light. So that's what I wrote. And to finish this, some symptom stuff that might be coming up. Some of you might be purging at an all-time high right now. And some of you signed up for this kind of heroic role of you're going into the densest and the thickest energies right now. You're going into the gnarliest of it. And it's like, you guys are like basically heroes on this journey. And so for those of you going through that kind of intense purging, I just didn't want you to feel left out. And I know we're all going through purging, but I've worked with some people, they're just in it, and they're always in the thickest, densest part of the forest, the darkest part of the forest with their machete. And they just signed up for this like freaking superhero role. And so I just wanted to shout you guys out who are doing that kind of work, and to know like it's such pivotal work, and you are seriously highly valued, and we all celebrate you, and we all bow before you, and we are all sending you like so much love and so much support, and thanking you for, you're the ones going into the thickest and the darkest part of it. You're like the bravest souls on this journey, and we could not be doing this without you. Maybe you're in it so thick right now that you just can't create, you can't do this, but your mission is actually, your soul is so powerful, your light is so bright that you actually signed up to go into the darkest places, to liberate the collective from the darkest, most dense energies. And so I just want to give you guys a shout out and say thank you so much for the service that you're doing, and for the role that you're embodying in this lifetime. So thanks for being here. If you like bonus content, I got a Patreon, great community over there. The chat's an awesome place to hang out in. I also work one-on-one with y'all. Super honored to do that. But I'm going to get out of here. Send you guys so much love and support. See you in the next one. Namaste.